This is Justin Scoop for Friday, November 14th, 2025. Take a look at SPX, and we had more selling, but it was all overnight. And then we gapped down really strong into a buying zone. So I could pull up my other chart on TradingView, but I can just sketch it in here. Uh, I had this kind of thing drawn in a little steeper than like this, and was looking for any sort of retesting into this range, and we got it again today. So we've retested that consolidation, that triangle really. This is the third time, and we bounced. So yeah, weren't sure if we were going to bounce, but we did end up bouncing, which is good. And bulls are coming back in right where they needed to, exactly where they needed to. Here's on a 3 minute. And so we initially had some selling, and when this selling was coming in, I was trying to sell some premium way far away. I can't even get that far in this. Let me go back over here. I was trying to sell some premium because there was premium for next Friday, way down, somewhere down in here for next Friday. It's like this is super far away. It's got the uptrend channel here. That we were at a support area, and by the end of the day, I could have been out of the credit spread. So would have been. I didn't even have to wait till next Friday. There was enough strength, enough buying that it worked out. But I didn't get filled. I was looking for a little bit more higher price and didn't get filled. So hindsight should have just moved my entry a little bit and would have been entered into it and then still could have been out of it today. So anyway, looking at how the strength came in today, we obviously had that first candle with some selling. If you look at a 1 minute, we kind of just sat here and it's like, what's it going to do? And then it ripped higher. Nice kind of stair step, started to break out, retest, and then just continued on up. Ignore this line. Not sure what that one is. The purple one, we tagged that really nicely here. Looked like we were pushing above. Tried again, and then we kind of came back down some and chopped around. Tried one more time to get back up into it and got above it and immediately sold off. This was a great way to actually go bearish into the close if anybody was trying to do that. So actually, let me zoom back out here. So looking at later in the day here, it really just, I mean, this, because we had such a big move, it's kind of hard to see it, but there's a bit of a wedge there, and there's a bit of a wedge here. And I already went through doing this the other day, but if you check some other options, it should show up very similar. So this is making higher lows and lower highs. I'm sorry, higher lows and higher highs, but the higher highs aren't getting as high up as the higher lows. And so it's compressing. And when it gets to this kind of apex here, it just drops. And actually, it dropped. And then that candle right there was a really nice retest. I think I've already covered it up right there. Anyway, so we were selling, selling, selling. This doesn't really look like a wedge here. That was pretty much like a channel. And then once we get down here, which the low I think was 1.55, it's right off the screen there, 1.55. So late in the day, I try not to do anything but absolute zero after 2:30. But at this time of day, you can still be doing, or I could still be doing, buying at say two, actually a little higher than that, buying at like two and a stop down at one. And if I get stopped out, maybe I should have just entered at $1 instead of trying to go for two with a stop at one. And that would have worked great to just run right back down here. Again, ignore that line. Don't ignore that, or that's the midline that isn't actually here. You can see in the daily, it's above us, which we did actually come back into the 5 exponential, and this is the 21 exponential. Really tagged those before we had that little bit of selling here, and tried to S curve and then down a little bit more. S curving, and the put went up a little bit more. Again, this is the 6750. I'm looking at both the 6750 call on the left and the 6750 put on the right. And there's some parallels. Well, that's a parallel channel. This is not parallel. This is not parallel. But parallels between looking at SPX 3 minute, looking at the call 3 minute, looking at the put 3 minute. And there's some ways to kind of balance this out and look, okay, if this one chart is doing this and the opposite chart is doing this, what's my setup? What can you trade? Target on this, I don't know if you would have picked 10. Probably would have been more like 8 or 7, somewhere down in here. Like where did we kind of consolidate before that you could back into? That would have been around that price, around there. Um, so may not have been buying at 2 and selling at 10, might have been buying at 2 and selling at 8. So still a $600 gain on one contract. Uh, it's going later in the day. It's on Friday, and it doesn't actually have to go down. It could have continued to push up, but we did have a lot of selling. So, and we ran into this as previous level that was showing some support a few times, and then we broke through that, and it makes sense we would run back into it and see, okay, is it going to support or is it going to be new resistance? And we had 1, 2, 3 times this purple line was resistance today. So interesting. 3 times we did that. 3 times we got back into this same area around 66.50 from this consolidation right there. So broke out 1, 2, 3. Here we are running into this purple line 1, 2, and 3. I'm seeing some parallels again. All right. Hope this helps. This is Justin.